This is Nancy Leader on the Zeta Report. What's causing the weather extremes of today? We've got severe droughts, and then deluge, and the rapid melting of the poles. Well, is this global warming when there's been such a dramatic increase in earthquakes? The earthquake increase has become exponential lately. There are more volcanoes erupting today than in the memory of man. Sinkholes are appearing suddenly, and trains derailing due to twisted tracks. Bridges are snapping and dropping, and factories and streets are exploding due to gas and steam pipe breaks. And what about the increase in albinism in wildlife? The white buffalo of legend, and even a pink dolphin. And let's not forget the red dust, turning the rivers and ponds blood red and foretold by revelations. This red dust has turned up lately, here and there, showing up in outdoor saunas and tested for the presence of iron oxide, and turning the snow in Siberia a rusty orange color. These are all signs of Planet X. This elusive planet, so shrouded in red dust and lost in the glare of the sun that it is rarely captured on film, is currently approaching the Earth for a passage. It showed up just ahead of dawn at the Mount Wilson Observatory in California in 2003 and created dramatic second sun sightings in 2003 in Africa, and cast an independent reflection on the water at sundown in the Carolinas in 2005. Planet X is shrouded by a red dust cloud which trails behind it. This gives photos of Planet X a unique signature, as in this close-up from 2003 from Pennsylvania. Or this photo taken in early 2003 when Planet X could still be viewed in the night sky. And another, captured just ahead of sunrise on a Delaware beach in 2007. The trailing dust cloud is why Planet X was depicted as a winged planet in ancient pictograms. So why aren't we hearing about this in the news? The government is afraid you'll panic and run screaming in the streets. But the ancients knew. On this medieval stela, Planet X, often known as Nibiru, is seen on the right, the planet of the crossing denoted by a cross. The sun is seen in the center, and the moon to the left, its orbit affected by the presence of Planet X, so that it's attempting to get away. And in fact, the moon does have an aberrant orbit at present. The twisting tail of the winged dragon depicts the twisting and turning that Planet X does as it passes the sun. What else could that stela be depicting? Today, NASA and JPL know this planet of the passage to be a large planet that's part of our solar system. Before the cover-up slammed down on this subject, Planet X, also known as the 10th planet, was depicted in drawings describing the paths of the Pioneer probes. This 10th planet is shown being drawn equally between the gravity pull of the sun and another dead star estimated to be some 50 billion miles away. NASA and JPL were actively searching for this planet in the early 1980s, and they found it. This hit the press December 31st, 1983, a front-page article in the Washington Post. Mystery heavenly body discovered. A heavenly body, possibly as large as the giant planet Jupiter, and possibly so close to Earth that it would be part of this solar system, has been found in the direction of the constellation Orion by an orbiting telescope aboard the U.S. Infrared Astronomical Satellite. Per the Zetas, Planet X has a sling orbit, moving between the Sun and the dark star that is our Sun's binary in an unusual orbit. Its approach is from the direction of the constellation Orion, with the retrograde orbit of legend. The ancient Sumerians were aware of this planet of the passage, describing a passage every 3,600 years. Per the Zetas, this is closer to 3,657 years. The last such passage was during the Jewish Exodus. No one is quite sure of the exact date of that last passage, as record-keeping goes to heck after a passage. Santorini, on the island of Thera, exploded in 1628 BC, as best today's scientists can estimate. This occurred during the time of Moses, during the time of the Jewish Exodus, and the explosion was 20 times more violent than Krakatoa in 1883. Count back, and you can see why the passage is pending today. We're due. Until next time on the Zeta Report, this is Nancy Later.